This week's episode of Advendurance TV and the Nissan Trail Seeker series is proudly brought to you by Nissan. This week we bring you highlights of the elite men's and ladies 74km marathon route of the Nissan Trail Seeker series in Gauteng at Legends MX. Round 1 of the Nissan Trail Seeker series opened up the season at Legends MX in Cullinan, with some of the country's top riders there to battle it out in a fast, flat route.
Yeah, it's lovely to be here, and thanks to Advendurance and Nissan for putting on this wonderful series. It's really grown over the years in stature, and it's an amazing, prestigious event. So I'm here to give it horns and defend my title from last year.
Yeah, I know these trails quite well. It's my local trails, and first Nissan Trail Seeker marathon for me, so very excited.
It's been a good training block over the last 2-3 months, so definitely going to be fast, 100% fast. There's some big hitters yesterday, so looking forward to it.
Legends MX is an incredible venue that caters for all outdoor enthusiasts. It hosts a full array of events such as motocross, model aeroplane shows, and a full airfield as well. 4x4 tracks, and most recently, Advendurance's popular Warrior Race, a venue for just about anything. Quick look at the route profile for the 67km race. 3 water tables en route and some decent climbing, 683 meters of gain across the distance. Fast and furious. From the get-go, full throttle for the riders, and a lot of the younger up-and-coming riders right up looking for the opportunity to state their names with the leaders. Another massive entry for the season opener meant that some exciting racing was to follow in the main peloton, with the leaders upping the pace to about 40 kilometers an hour to try and fracture the group and put the backmarkers in the hurt box.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Last year we attacked, it was big attack straight from the start and flat all the way, so just going to hold on.
Once the field had made it through the game reserve, the favourites really started to put the hammer down as Nico Bell, Arnaud de Toy, Philip Bass, Max Knox and the young Wessel Botha started to stretch the leads. Just 5 minutes after the elite men's start, it's time for the elite ladies to get their race underway with Vanessa Bell and Teresa Rolfe, your favourites across the 67km distance. A slightly smaller field than the men's race, but it would turn out to be a race that was very, very exciting. over 10 kilometers in, and an elite group of ladies had formed at the front of the race. Being led out by Teresa Rolfitz, Tamron Kartsman, Adrian Mulman and Vanessa Bell. Back at the front end of the elite men's race, and the leaders certainly had upped the pace once again. A train of riders behind them trying to reel them in as the front bunch sort out their race tactics. Games up front had started, allowing the chasing bunch to slowly gain ground on them as they would hit the big dirt district roads.
Obviously it's going to be very difficult. I mean, the terrain here is quite flat and there's nothing really that can separate the men from the boys, so yeah, it can be quite a tactical affair, and that's a little bit to my disadvantage being one guy, but yeah, I'll play my cards close to the chest and see what I can do at the end, you know.
On the open dirt roads, it's the elite bunch that gets swallowed up by the chasers, and all of a sudden Jonathan Kluter makes a break off the front of the bunch. A new name at the front of the field. Let's see how long it takes to catch him.
Yeah, we're here at the Legends MX, previously known as Rhino Park, out on the eastern outskirts of Pretoria. And it's the second year that we've come here with the Nissan Trail Seeker series, so it's quite new to us. We changed the routes quite a bit from last year, but with all the recent rains, it kept us really on our toes, and we had to swap it around again, use some more district roads, and we had to cut some grass bowl sections, more of the traditional mountain biking, but everything to make sure we've got some flowing trails that the guys can still enjoy, not have traffic out there. We've got 3,000 riders coming, so we make sure that it's an enjoyable experience, and it seems like the weather's going to hold up, so it's going to be a great day of racing. Flat and fast. There's not a lot of mountains around here, but as I say, we've thrown quite a few sections that will split the field apart, and yeah, it's an enjoyable experience. Everything from the 10 to the 70 kilometers is a great day out.
Checking back on the route profile to see exactly where the riders are on the route. They're just on the 19-kilometer mark before the first small climb. Jonathan Kluter still managing to keep the lead in the front. However, the chasing pack is very aware that they need to chase him down. As expected, halfway up the climb, it is the main protagonists who've put the hammer down once again and have left the field shattered at the back, chasing their tail.
Mad Boys, Nico, all of them out here, and all of them are in top form, training for some big race in the Cape. we can expect them to really give it horns, but also there's a few underdogs also not really training for the Epic, but also that's still in good shape, and they haven't been putting in all that miles, so they've got fresh legs. So yeah, it should be a really entertaining racing, and I think we can expect a sprint finish today.
Once again, most of the earlier group had caught up, and the yo-yo effect continues to play itself out as the riders come back together and head off up the next hill. But exactly how many attacks could they handle with the power of Honor de Toy, Philip Base, Nico Bell, Max Knox, Wessel Botha on the front, really putting it out there. One more powerful attack, and the lead group of 15 becomes 5. These the main protagonists on the day. De Toy, Base, Bell.
So the next Trail Seeker race that you can look forward to, we've got our series opener in the Western Cape in Tilbach. It's really renowned for hard mountain biking riding, but sublime single tracks. All the climbs are rewarded with this amazing trails with big berms and jumps. But something for everyone, nothing to be afraid of. It's all purpose-built. It's the hard Western Cape, the small town of Tilbach with rich history. We'll actually be starting in Church Street, which is quite a new one. And yeah, no, it's got a lot of heritage. We've been there for many years back with the National Series, and we know it, but the guys have kept on innovating with some great trails, and riders have got a lot to look forward to.
So you heard it from the race director, Francois Theron. So much experience in mountain biking, an elite racer in his day, and there is your Western Cape calendar for the Nissan Trail Seeker. Just on the halfway mark, and Nico Bell started to put the hammer down on the rest of the riders. Wessel Botha, very impressive, the South African junior champion in 2016.
Yeah, it's going to be very fast and flat, so I think slipping is going to be important, and staying in the bunch and maybe saving some energy for the finish, because it's probably going to be a sprint. So yeah, that's my tactic.
Some more incredible technical single track. The riders having to keep their focus all the time as the experienced Olympian Philip Base leads out Honor de Toy. Nico Bell in third, chasing and holding a nice line. A cheeky little guest appearance from Mighty Mouse, Andrew McLean, putting the boys in the hurt box.
My shape's pretty good, and I'd like to obviously keep building with the momentum today. However, the main goal is just to keep it safe and have fun, and yeah, enjoy the experience of being here.
Once the riders got back onto the lowlands, they had made a definite break now from the rest of the chasers, and this top 5 would go all the way to the line.
It's a very fast, flat route. So at the beginning, we were a group of 4 that stuck together for the majority of the first bit of the race. Then there came the grassy climb, where you needed a kidney belt because you were jostled all over the place. But that's where Vanessa and I made a break and separated from the other 2.
We we just gunned it, put foot, and then Teresa, I got a technical, and then Teresa got away from me, and there Teresa went. So it was quite hard to try and catch her again, and that was it, the end of my race.
So there you have it. Teresa Rolfe came across the line for the first win of the season in the Nissan Trail Seeker Series on a hard-fought day in really tough conditions. Your results in your elite ladies: Rolfe in 1, Bell in 2, Adrian Moolman rounding out the podium in 3rd place.
Yeah, the Nissan series has picked up beautifully, and what I must commend them on is it's very kid-friendly. My kids are here, my daughter's doing the 20, my son's doing the 10. They've got the facilities to facilitate this. It's very safe, it's very secure. I don't have to worry while I race, what they're up to, because they're also having fun. So thanks for a great venue and a great event.
Team LCB's Arnaud de Toy took his turn on the front and started to set a blistering pace, with short bursts on the small copies in the area, whilst Philip Bass, Nico Bell, Max Knox held on for dear life. With an incredible ride on the day, Wessel Botha losing a little momentum and let the top 4 riders get ahead of him.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, to see all the youngsters that are up and coming, I mean, it used to be just the same sort of names and the same faces, and you got the youngsters coming up and the new faces, and they really on it at the moment, and it's good to see how it's growing. It's good to see the big numbers coming out, and it's good to see. It's a nice family thing to do, and really enjoying it at the moment.
Some incredible racing at the front of the field as these 4 riders, lots of experience before them, started to play out a very tactical game.
Yeah, we've got an all-time favourite with the Advendurance series coming up for Advendurance. With the new change of the 2-day format, it's been just a great uptake from the riders, and we look forward to some really exciting racing, but also great value for the riders. And Clarence is the perfect place to make this make a weekend of. A great mountain biking atmosphere with locals welcoming in the mountain bikers. The accommodation is limited, so make sure you book your accommodation quickly. There's some tented options also, but yeah, the riding is going to be sublime. We've had a lot of rain this year, so it's nice and green, lush with the slick rock. It just makes for perfect pictures for us, but also some perfect riding and a great weekend for the whole family.
As the race made its way up the final climb of the day, Wessel Botha gritted his teeth and made his way back to the lead group with only 12 kilometers to go.
Yeah, no, it's the whole Nissan series is awesome for the sport. You know, it's with a short distance. It's makes for intense racing, and that's spectator friendly, and that's what gets the spectators here. And I think that's what the sponsors, sponsor these events for. And yeah, it's just great to have this many people here.
Great riding from Andrew Devenacher, Josef Bester and Hein Engelbrecht in the chase group. However, too little, too late for them, with over 3 minutes adrift of the leading 5. Henry Ace and Jan Marshiwa worked well together to make their way to the top of the climb in hopes of catching the 3-man group ahead.
I think 30 k's in, I looked around and there was like 20 guys with us. I was like, yes, yeah, okay, that's quite impressive. So, yeah, obviously, the guys like to be part of the racing, the front, so even though they can stand, hanging there for the first 30 k's, and it's always great, for the guys to see at the end result and compare their times to us.
A gutsy ride from Josef Bester was slowly making a small gap on Andrew Devenacher and Hein Engelbrecht. The incredible trails in the Legends MX area, Fani Venter, Jonathan Kluter, and it looks like Armand Durant all chasing hard. Also riding hard, Craig Urea and Andrew McLean.
Two Ks out there, yeah, they slid into one of those ruts that had some water and it was quite deep, and Max and Nico got stuck there.
With 2 kilometers to go, it's Philip Bass and Arnaud de Toy on the lead, but the massive engine of Nico Bell bringing Max Knox back into contention for the end sprint. In the final kilometer, it's full gas to the finish line. Across the finish line, Nico Bell getting ahead of Philip Bass. It's Max Knox who's going to take 3rd place. Arnaud de Toy just missing out on the podium. What an exciting finish. 67 kilometers, 4 riders within 3 seconds of each other. Wessel Botha holding on to 5th place after a stellar ride from the youngster.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say too much speed. It's more planning, making sure you ride the finish and you know the corners. And I chose my line this morning and I knew when I had to go, and I went early and it paid off.
This week's episode of Nissan Trail Seeker Series was proudly brought to you by Nissan in association with Biogen, Specialized and Planet Fitness.